We back. It's the Boxing Clinic of more. Y'all know what it is. Your boy CJ Goodfella. We back with some real trill boxing talk as usual, man. My pajamas chilling for the day, feeling a little bit better. From being food poisoned. Out in New York. Tonight we got Danny Jacobs taking on Salutsky on HBO, 10 o'clock. Right now you got the top ranked ESPN card in Philly going on. Brian Jennings on. I'm watching it currently. It's funny how he fell from grace, so fast after Luis Ortiz little thing going on. But I mean, shit. I remember at the time it was a serious debate about Brian Jennings and what could he beat Deontay Wilder, or a lot of people gave him the edge. And it's funny to see that Brian Jennings' career go one way, and Deontay's career go another way. But um, you know, I don't know who he fighting. Like they got a guy off the street, like he eating the same diet I am. But yeah, but we back. Um, and boxing is it's a funny place. You look at it's definitely a different demographic of fans. From the pine to Australia to Antarctica to Alaska, shit, even the United States from state to state or going north in the border of me to Canada. It's all different type of fans, and everybody has their different feelings. And this Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua thing got a lot of people in their feelings. They got channels trying to call out other channels. It's people a liar and it's a liar. At the end of the day, man, it is what it is. It's a lot of frauds in boxing, and nobody knows for sure about that negotiation that's going on. What's going on, Mr. McCray? This is going on. But I do know one thing for certain is, Eddie Hearn has a track record, and he has a current issue right now as far as he don't have nobody but Anthony Joshua. He lost to Gale, I think Frampton. A lot of different guys that um LD are you why are you the LDBC? So really, I'm not the LDBC really. Um, I mean, all I'm saying is the reason why people may be going against Eddie Hearn because he got a track record of bitch assness. He got a track record of lying. There's a track record of being a hypocrite. I mean, obviously, if you're not gonna be open minded and listen to what people say, I mean, don't even listen or respond. But the fact remains that Eddie Hearn. Sorry, I'm trying to watch this Jennings fight as well. That Eddie Hearn, obviously all he got is Anthony Joshua. Khan and Brooke is and Brooke are on the way out. And at the end of the day, I told you guys it was business, bro. It's business with Joshua and Hearn. Eddie Hearn right now is knocking down so many walls so fast with one fighter. Um, why would he put Anthony Joshua in danger? It's so funny when everybody hear me say something negative about Eddie in their opinion, but the positive shit that I say and the real shit goes under or over a lot of people's head. And if it was me, hell no, I'm not putting Anthony Joshua in there with Deontay Wilder right now. It's a business. I'm not putting him in there with him. For what? Like he said, I said this before he said this, what was it, fight hype. He said, why would I go from my guy making $20 million a fight to hypothetically fighting Wilder and making 27, 28, this before the $50 million offer. Possibly a couple more million to fight Wilder when we can continue to fight. Who gives a hell? Any bum, and people still over in the UK gonna pay to see us to fight. He gonna make 20 million, 20 million, 20 million. When we can fight a risky fight in Wilder and lose it all in one night. So it's business. It's business. A lot of people just don't understand this black top rank girl fine as hell, but it's business though. It's not, let's hurry up and rush up and make the fight. It's business. Why would I want to throw my ace in there when I'm knocking down so many business walls? I mean, with Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn is able to come to the United States and open up a market which Frank Warren can't open up, which Hennessy Sports can't open up, which no other UK promoter right now can come to the United States and really open the market up like Eddie did. With Anthony Joshua, this man is able to come over here, get fighters to sign with him, and Danny Jacobs, a guy that's on the rise, get Jarrell Miller to work with him, a fat nigga that's on the rise. And for the fat niggas like me, he on the rise. And be able to have a deal with HBO. How many UK promoters come over here and get two fighters and two American fighters right now deal with HBO? Not too many. And the reason that reason that is happening is because of HBO wants Anthony Joshua. It's plain and simple. Most people think that Eddie Hearn is trying to race Anthony Joshua over to HBO to complicate the Deontay Wilder thing, but it won't complicate it because Deontay Wilder doesn't have a Showtime deal. He's not tied to Showtime. He just fights on there on a fight by fight basis, you know. But it's business, and I agree with Eddie Hearn. You know, I do. I agree. I agree with Eddie Hearn. You know, I'm not about to just put my guy in there for $20 million or 25, $27 million to fight Wilder right now. I haven't even got him a secure deal with HBO yet. You know, I done lost all my fighters, all my prime fighters, Frampton, DeGale, all them guys from Matchroom, because I'm investing a lot of time in Eddie Hearn. You know, honestly, that's just real true shit, right? That's just business 101. If we haven't got our ultimate goal with Anthony Joshua yet, and that's to get the HBO deal, I mean, why the fuck am I gonna rush to fight Deontay Wilder? Now, if we beat Wilder, okay, that's just gonna make HBO, want me that much more. What's going on? It's gonna make HBO want me that much more. It's business. Sometimes you gotta put yourself in the position of the other guy. I know it's hard for a lot of American people to put ourselves in the position of Eddie Hearn. But guess what? Eddie Hearn don't have shit but a hope and a dream right now. As far outside of Anthony Joshua, Khan and Brooke are on fucking ice. That's the next big fight he need to make, and they done. He got rid of. I think Frampton was with him. The Gill was with him. Or both of them gone. So, he don't really have shit. But Danny Jacobs really, outside of two semi-retired Khan and Brooke. As far as the $50 million offer, when Dan Rayfield come out and back Al Heyman and Shirley Finkel and say, I know they got the funds. We all know they got the funds. We know Al Heyman is an investment wizard. He's a money wizard. He's a Harvard guy. There's no doubt about him having the funds. There's not a doubt about it. The reason why they want Anthony Joshua to verbally commit to the deal and say, I'm interested in making the deal is a simple fact as when they sat down before last year around this time with Al and I guess Al and Deontay and Shirley Finkel and them, and then they sat down with Barry and Eddie. Barry is the daddy. Eddie and that team, all Eddie and Matchroom and Barry wanted to talk about was Dylan White. Like, we want Dylan White. We want Dylan White. Dylan White to fight Wilder. Then Wilder team will go to the discussions. I guess they'll say, we want to fight Anthony Joshua. We'll fight White to fight Joshua. They said no. So basically, it was unproductive. One thing in life you can't get back. You can get money back. You can get pussy back. You can get sweat back. You can get everything back. Liquor, 1730. You all can get all that shit back. You feel me? But you can't get back time. And once you waste a businessman's time, and all the real businessmen of the world and of all time know, time is more precious than money. And when you waste those guys' time, which Al Heyman probably don't have a lot of time, he's still tied up in music. He's supposed to be bringing New Edition back. I'm pretty sure Shirley Winkle, he's a financial wizard. If you don't know about him and Mark Breland, he was Mark Breland's manager. He set him up with $100,000 annuity. So every year, Mark Breland gets $100,000. So he's the coach of Deontay Wilder. So he's a financial wizard. It's no issue about the money being there. They want to say, okay, where is the money coming from? What does it matter where the money coming from? Because at the end of the day, let's just say hypothetically, Anthony Joshua was a fucking idiot, and Eddie Hearn was just as dumb as he was, and they signed the contract. At least they wrote the line and said, oh, you guaranteed $50 million and 50% of the revenue. If they don't produce that $50 million and 50% of the revenue, guess what? You sue them and you get that money anyway. You feel me? You're going to get the money anyway. So, at the end of the day, it's just, I don't think they're ready. Honestly, I don't. I'm not picking sides here. Eddie Hearn, I just know motherfuckers from the street. Wherever I go, I could be in Brooklyn, I could be in Manhattan, shit, I can be down south, Alabama, Ocala, Florida, Montgomery, Alabama, wherever I went, Atlanta, Georgia, wherever I've been and stayed at, I can go there and I still could read a motherfucker. I can still know that they got an agenda. And I just know Eddie Hearn is a slime ball, He's a lying motherfucker. He's lied several times. He begged Kell Brook not to take the Earl Spence fight. Kell Brook showed that he can have his career in his hands, and he took his career to his hand. He fought him. At the end of the day, Anthony Joshua ain't willing to do that. He willing for Eddie Hearn and trust Eddie Hearn word and do what he say, and that's cool. I mean, he needs to be learning about the business anyway. And I'm not saying that Deontay is the most business savvy dude out there. I won't say that, but at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is, man. They holding up the heavyweight division. Obviously, Joshua got the 3 belts. Joshua got the boxing community, mostly behind him, American, and the UK. So it's like, for Wilder, it's just gonna be, he ain't gonna be able to save face. I'm sorry, it's just not the way it's gonna be for him. He's not gonna be able to save face. I mean, he always gonna be the suspect in this situation. And obviously, I already know he probably gonna fight Brazil, and Joshua gonna fight Povetkin. And I remember Eddie said he was gonna try to squeeze 2 more fights in this year. But when you got a $50 million fight for Joshua, you feel me, on the line, you gonna need these full 6-7 months to actually promote that fight, and really promote it good. But I just can't see how people can question where these funds coming from when Al Heyman is the financial backer. I mean, I've never heard somebody say, "Oh, Al Heyman robbed me." I've never heard somebody say, I never heard somebody say, this, Al Heyman did this to me, or Al Heyman did that to me. I've heard people say, "Oh, Bob Arum done that. He owed me this." I heard that, but you never heard that from Al Heyman. You never see me say, "Oh, Al, Al didn't give me this money or this or that." I mean, it's all gravy, man. It's all gravy on Al's side. He gonna make sure you good. They gonna put a plan together. And guess what? If the fight doesn't produce the money, Al still gonna get the money. He's been overpaying guys for years. You know, he has. He's been overpaying guys for years. And Eddie said, "I've been doing about 5 years on the Nestor Boxing Voice interview. I've been doing him for 5 years. He hasn't done anything yet." At the end of the day, man, just say it like we're not ready right now. Right now, we just not ready. They want to flip it and make it like Beyonce looking bad and shit like that. I mean, he offered, I'm in on this. He offered Wilder 12.8, whatever it was, in American money, but 8.8 in pounds. You feel me? He had him 8.8 in pounds, and that's cool. But he didn't produce a contract. He didn't produce a proof of revenue. He didn't produce how much Anthony Joshua was gonna make. He didn't produce a venue. He didn't produce nothing. He did the same exact thing that Al Hammond, Shirley Finkel, Deontay Wilder did to Anthony Joshua. You know, period. He did the same thing. So, people looking at it like, where did Wilder get $50 million? It's not where Wilder got $50 million from, you fucking idiots. It's not that. It's where did Al Hammond and Shirley Finkel come up with the game plan for $50 million. And that's not an issue. Al Hammond got investors. He got plugs all over the world. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. When the UFC started working with Al Hammond, they could never get a UFC fight sanctioned in New York, in the state of New York. As soon as, they start fucking with Al, they got a UFC fight in the state of New York. So with Al, this shit is possible, And I think the main thing with Wilder, with Joshua, is the fact that Eddie Hearn, this man on the end of his contract. He is. He's on the end of his contract. So when you on the end of the contract, and this dude is showing you $50 million on probably could be $70 or $100 million, and with the 50% upside revenue. You think Anthony Joshua, even if he loses or wins versus Deontay Wilder, gonna go back to Matchroom? Fuck no, he gonna go exclusively with the man that's giving you the money. I don't know who winning this fight. I'm just looking. It's a tough rookie fight. My man's look hella out of shape, but in the 6th round, he's still going. He's talking about Jennings and the guy. I'm not gonna pronounce his name, Dunjinko or whatever. It's a tough fight, and Brian Jennings is a vegan too. He's breathing a little bit hard, but like I said, he's the guy that should consider moving down to cruiserweight. James Prince looking like he ready to hit a lick out there. But as far as that, man, I'm not taking no sides in this shit no more. We all can get behind. What's going on? You all can get behind Wilder, but I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this for sure. A lot of people is gonna probably hurt y'all feelings, but y'all can be mad at the Lions Den boxing community. Y'all can be mad at black people and all that shit. But when UK fans get behind their UK fighters and have unconditional S-type love for the fighters, and they go through a rock for their fighters, even when Anthony Joshua saying, "I might not fight Wilder the 2019, 2020, year after that, year after that, year after that," y'all might cover your ears and put earmuffs on and ignore that. You might ignore the fact that Eddie told Kell Brook the Duck, Earl Spence. You might ignore 7,000 signs of them, not legitimately wanting to fight. You might forget the signs other than Joe Kawasaki fucking fighter in the UK, basically a prominence, came to the United States. Ass whoop. You can ignore all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's an issue. You know, it's on ESPN. ESPN. I'm on the ESPN Watch app. You can ignore all of that, but at the end of the day, you know, when black people get to supporting other black people, it's a big issue in the sport of boxing. Oh God, Joe Tessitore, I don't got a problem with him, but Mark Kriegel and Tim Bradley, they can shove it. I can't stand them motherfuckers right there. I might rather listen to Jim Lampley and fucking Harold Letterman and Larry Merchant ass, you know. But yeah, it's an issue when black people get behind other black people with unconditional S type, love and unconditional type support. You feel me? It's an issue. You know, everybody, oh, this, and that, and this and that. You got a problem with why they got it? And of course, you're gonna have 1,000 fucking Earl Spence fans. You know what I'm saying? People supporting Earl Spence. With blind faith. You're gonna have people supporting Deontay with blind faith, but it's an issue. But when y'all support motherfucking Anthony Joshua, Ricky Hatton with blind faith, and Manny Pacquiao with blind faith, it's not an issue. That's why I say, man, boxing is a real fucking iffy sport, man. It really is, And when you talking about committing to your fan base, of course, a lot of people are not accustomed to these Black American fighters, having a good fan base. You got to get used to it, because now these with this LDBC movement that they got going on, even the people in the YTBC, and everybody else, they gonna continue to back shit up, man. You got to get used to it. They gonna back people up, They gonna back them up. They gonna continue to support now that you can have an independent voice and YouTube give you that, social media give you an independent voice. You gonna see that, period. You gonna see that, and it is what it is, man. I seen the Avenger commercial. Avengers was off the chain. Motherfuckers didn't like the ending, but it is what it is, man. Might go see it again, but yeah, man. But moving over, it says about the Crawford thing, man. He gonna be on the ESPN Plus app. A lot of people on my page were saying fake news, and a lot of y'all, y'all know I don't do fake news, but yeah, he gonna be on the ESPN Plus app. I decided to pay the $5. Right now they got a trial going on. You can try it for free. I don't know if it's gonna last to June 9th when Crawford and Horn going on, but you don't see no promos, for Crawford and Horn. And what? I was looking at the Linares and Lomachenko ticket sales, and they not doing too good neither. And for what I understand, one of my Brooklyn brothers, he said that usually, when Top Rank throws a card in New York City, he's able to get on vividseats.com and get tickets for $18, and he could be very, very close. And like I said, man, a lot of these people be lying about their numbers, lying about their ticket sales. And Top Rank ain't doing too good. They don't have any mega stars that can, sell out on the East Coast or the West Coast for the most part. And that's why Crawford and Horn situation fell apart. Without Pacquiao, they wasn't going to be able to sell. And to be honest, the type of hype that Crawford and Horn are in right now is not Vegas type hype, It's not Vegas type hype. And, that is what it is. I don't have an issue with Crawford or Horn. I think it's going to be one of the better fights of the year. Very, very competitive when you got a pressure fighter going against a boxer puncher. He usually produces for great fireworks and great fight. But shout out to Andre Joseph for the super chat. I definitely appreciate it, my brother. I just don't like the amount of publicity that it's not getting. I mean, you can look at these fraudulent guys in boxing right now. It's a lot of them, man. It's a lot of them. This Triple G Canelo thing. You think us dudes and us people out here that really know boxing think Canelo, March 29th took a hair test and just passed it? No, there's other ways to pass hair tests. I know Houdini's a drug test that could pass any drug test. So for me, if you can get THC out your hair, you can get that computerol bullshit out your hair. You feel me? The real way to do it is take a DNA test. And I know a DNA test is very, very it's controversial because it tells a lot about your past and it tells a lot about your future. It's very, very, very controversial. So I understand that if he didn't want to take that, but the hair test, that shit don't faze me. Because if that held any credence or if it was concrete, they would lift that suspension. He wouldn't have gave up, the Canelo, the Triple G fight that quick to lift that suspension. That's just streets 1-on-1. But that's just a fight that I'm just not gonna support. I didn't really pay for the first fight. I thought it left a lot to be desired. I guess Canelo moved a lot and Triple G never really sold out. I was expecting knockdown and blood all over the ring, and usually elite level fighters don't they don't produce the greatest fights. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, it's a lot of bullshit. You got King Ryan Garcia going around here, false promoting himself and calling different fighters out. He's my top. He's my top three prospect. But so I think Dominic Brazil is one of Eddie Hearn's surprise American fighter signing. Hold on, Callie said that. What's going on, Callie? If I was on YouTube, Google Hangout, I'd invite you on. Antonio McCray, I saw a ticket stream, and Dominic Zill was hating Wilder and kissing Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua ass. Yeah, he did fight Joshua already. It wouldn't surprise me. Dominic Brazil ain't shit. Dominic Brazil, okay. Dominic Brazil is just a former football player with a good chin. He don't have any skills. He just got a good chin. He's tall. He's long. There's no real skill there. I expect him to go a long time with Wilder, but longer than expected. He got a good jaw. I think Povetkin and Joshua is the matchup. I think with Novartis drug testing, I think Povetkin is dangerous. Obviously, Joshua will be dangerous in that situation as well. But like I said, it's just so much bullshit going on in boxing. I mean, just look at the Charlo Jacobs situation. He told Jacobs. I mean, look how society has changed, man. I remember Jay-Z said, "Y'all respect the person that got shot. I respect the shooter." And right around he said that shit about that 50 Cent shit. Good uppercut by Brian Jennings. Right time he said that shit. That's true. That's a real true thing. The person that initiated and wanted to make the Jacobs Charlo fight in Charlo, people shit on him because Danny Jacobs in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center, pulled up on him and said, "I'm touching M's. I'm touching M's." He didn't say, "Yeah, I want to fight you. Let's fight. Let's fight." He came up and said some shit, and Charlo, as a man, said, "I didn't say some of that shit." And people say, "Oh, see Charlo backing down." But did Danny Jacobs commit to a fight? No. No. And people saying, "Oh, Danny Jacobs is this great fighter," but his best win is versus a semi-retired Peter Quillin. You see how the person that's going for the fight, people turning on him. You see, Wilder wants the Joshua fight. He not the one that verbally said that I don't want to fight Joshua the 2019, 2020, or the year after that. He didn't say that. He didn't say that. Joshua was the one that said that. I'm just keeping it real. This is all actual facts. Hold on for a minute. Hold on. It ain't 8 o'clock. Get out. Get out. 23 minutes. Yeah, I'm trying to make my daughter go outside, walk my dog for at least an hour. Damn. That nigga be trapped in the crib all the time. Know he be wanting to get out and do some shit. But I lost my train of thought. But yeah, you know how shit changed. People respect the bullshitter instead of the real motherfucker. Charlo want that fight. Charlo don't even need the fight to be real. He could just do what Danny Jacobs trying to do, which WBA named him Golovkin's mandatory according to him for a Super WBA Championship belt. Now we know the Super WBA Championship belt, it doesn't have a mandatory. That's why it has a regular WBA belt in Rayo de Murata. And it has rules. I urge you to go look up the WBA, Super WBA, regular WBA rules. We did a video on it. If you go to the boxing clinic, just put the boxing clinic in, WBA in, the video should search up in the archives on YouTube. But he said that they granted, if he beats Lusky tonight, they granted that. And I'm fine with that, But if he gets that mandatory shot in that mandatory position, okay, he's not going to fight Charlo, next. Charlo, is the interim WBC title holder. And Jacobs will be the WBA mandatory according to him. So, for one, Charlo can just wait until Triple G and Canelo vacate the belt or whoever wins in a rematch because he's already ordered to face the rematch winner and wait to see what happens. But he wants to be great. And he wants to fight Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs don't want to fight Jamal Charlo, because obviously now he got that mandatory status. If that's true, why do I need to do that? My whole career since I've been signed with Eddie Hearn for 2 fights now versus Luis Arias, which I thought was gonna be a better fight than what it was. Then versus tonight Lusky, who beat Hugo Centennial Jr., knocked him out, or Centennial, whatever they call it, Centeno, He did knock him out. Slusky's a good fighter. Now today, now there's going on. He ain't really going to, you know, he not gonna go for Charlo no more. And that's a fight that the American public want to see. But the thing about me for that fight is this: I'm not mad at that fight not happening because I think that fight deserves to be a potential unification class or world championship type fight. And for Danny Jacobs, hoping and praying that hoping and praying, oh my, hoping and praying to see you know Danny hoping to see him get the Triple G winner or whatever it may be with Danny Jacobs. He can wait. He can wait. I definitely want to see that fight for a belt, but I just more than likely I just want to see the fight, and we ain't gonna get it. But how can you hate Charlo when he wants to do good and get that fight? How can you hate Earl Spence when he want to be proactive and be undisputed? How can you hate Terrence Crawford when he wants to do the same thing? And Crawford has showed you that he's willing to go do whatever he wants to do to get these belts. How can you hate Deontay Wilder when he showed you he wants the one to want to be he wants to be the one that wants to fight Anthony Joshua and get it over with. And then people say, oh, he hasn't fought nobody. He beat Ortiz. Oh, he was old. Oh. Anybody said about Vladimir Klitschko, and he was old. He had been knocked out several times. So you just look at the double standards and the frauds in boxing. When a guy they start making excuses for why a good fight or a great fight shouldn't happen, then they don't want to really see the results. They don't want to get Charlos their respect. They don't want to give Wilder his respect. They don't want to get Earl his respect. They don't want to get certain guys that respect. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool though. It's cool. It's just the fact that Jordan was hated, Kobe was hated, LeBron was hated. It happens. It happens. People really don't want to see that Wilder fight, man. They don't want to see it because they don't want to give Wilder his respect. And I'm just keeping it real, man. I had nothing against Danny Jacobs or Joshua. You know, my Morris Eddie don't know who he playing with. If he don't take the Wilder fight, Hammond will have the last laugh. Yeah, that's highly possible. Brazil going to sleep if he gets caught with the right. Yeah, I think Brazil can eat a few rights. I think Brazil can eat a few rights. I really do. I think Brazil will be there about 5-6 rounds. He got a good jaw. Peace and blessings, fan. Likewise, all of this chat, master like button. Definitely appreciate it, Mr. Pierre. I feel you, CJ. I like Danny, but I don't see what everybody sees about him. Jamal Charlo wants to get that in the ring with Danny Jacobs. He's acting like Anthony Joshua. Obviously, he's a matchroom fighter now, matchroom USA all at the same time. Sandy Hearns is about to be shot down. Callie and them, I don't want to go that route, but I feel you. Danny Jacobs wouldn't fight Triple G on short notice. Jacobs and Charlo should fight Andrade and Shevchenko. Hey, I'm gonna get to that, Mr. Mark. I'm gonna get to that. That's a video worthy right there, Mark. That's video worthy because they should do that. Obviously. What the situation should be. Canelo, Triple G, go ahead and let them fight and have their little payday. And the IBF. Obviously we know Triple G gonna be stripped of that belt because he ain't gonna fight Shevchenko by August 3rd. Shout out to Michelle Rosado sitting ringside. I see you, baby. Raging Bull. But you know what I'm saying? You could take that IBF belt, and obviously, I believe that the winner Canelo Triple G is not gonna fight Charlo for the WC. You could take those two belts, and all right, you could put them in remission, and you can have those 4 guys fight for the right for those 2 belts. It could be an unofficial tournament. You could put Danny Jacobs, Charlo for the WBC, and put Shevchenko and Andrade for the IBF, and you can have them sign contracts like you must fight the winner of each bracket. You know what I'm saying? By this date and unify these belts. That's what I would do. Seriously. That's what I would do. I would put one belt, it'll be an unofficial tournament, other belt, and have them fight. And I see Demetrius Andrade today. Shout out to Mazuma TV. I think he's out there in Philly. I remember we had the same amount of subscribers. I took off on his ass though. He'd do a video here, he'd do a video there. For me, I took off on a lot of channels. I just consistently did videos. I found a way to consistently get the news first. I have a for people wondering, how do I produce so many videos? For me, it's about preparation. I build up a video archive. So if I have a dead moment in the day, I put that video in rotation. I got a dog ass source model I follow where I know what happens first before most people know what happened. And pretty much, I used to just do the videos on the computer, and used to prep a lot of videos, and I used to drop them in a certain sequence. I don't have to do that no more. I can drop them on demand. So it's crazy. I have a nice little routine, and obviously I'm be doing some local shows out here, in Detroit. I got some passes coming up to a lot of the local shows, and it's gonna be some good footage and some up and coming fighters that we have here. We used to be legendary for up and coming fighters, but it kind of took a dip in Detroit. But it's gonna be on the rise, and I'm gonna have a lot of good interviews with a lot of up and coming fighters, a lot of good footage. One of the promoters out here, we cool, we touch bases, and he blessed me with a pass. Some passes coming up, so I'm gonna give y'all some good shit, and also me, Cali Enigma, Get 'em Mike, Mr. IBTA, Money Brown TV, Colossal Boxing Talk. We all gonna do a roundtable boxing talk every week or every other week. It kind of be something like the Smoke City Mobcast, but bringing y'all different perspectives from different channels, and I'm telling you, these channels is lit. All guys I've been following for some time. I might try to get one more guy I got in mind that I might bring on, see what his availability like. He doing big things on Facebook. I ain't gonna reveal his name right now because I don't know if he's interested or not, but I like what he be kicking. But yeah, we got that coming up. We gonna set down the time and day with all them guys, and we gonna produce that. But yeah, Jennings is in the 10th round. He working. He to me, I'm gonna just give y'all a small synopsis before I read this comment from Cali. Jennings is not a heavyweight. He ain't a heavyweight. You know, he ain't a heavyweight. He's not a heavyweight. That's the problem. He's not a heavyweight. Gotta keep saying it. He's more of a cruiserweight, in my opinion, if you can get down that far, but he ain't a heavyweight. Kelly says, I was on Demetrius Andrade stream last night, and I see your comment on Mazuma TV. He was asked about certain opponents. He brought up Gabriel Rosado, Spike O'Sullivan. I asked him about Sergey Zinchenko. He never responded. I seen your comment on Mazuma TV. Like, I am Cali. It did when I think that's your name or something like that. I was gonna ask you about that. Yeah, he told IFL TV that he don't want what's Cuz's name? He don't want to fight David. I mean, not David Lemieux. Billy Joe Saunders. He felt he wasn't ready for Billy Joe Saunders yet. I mean, this dude passed up so many opportunities. When he had the WBO built at junior middleweight after beating Vinance, they asked him did he want to move up and face Matt Corby for Peter Quillen's vacant belt, and he said the money wasn't right. He been saying that shit for years about the money. Him and Jamel Charlo, the 154-pound champion, who been had the belt. You feel me? He been had the belt. You know, you know, but before he had the belt, excuse me, they was both fight for Andrade WBO belt, and Andrade team got mad because Jamel Charlo was making more than him. But guess what? Demetrius Andrade was making a career high fight purse. Got a pimple on my face. I don't like that shit. He was crying about another man's pocket, but your pocket was being compensated better than it has been to the point, and still is. He never made that before. So like I said, that dude is a nutcase. He's mentally shot. He destroyed his own career. He could have been stepped up and been a star. But yeah, like I said, man, boxing is a real crazy place, man. Hey, if you watch ESPN, dog, at least catch the Isaac Dogbo fight with Jesse Magnon, whatever that guy's name is. I like Jesse. I just can't pronounce his last name. Um, the trash talk has been epic. They said they gonna whoop Jesse ass and deliver the belt to Trump and send Jesse back to Mexico. They've been talking cash shit over there, man. I couldn't get around to that breakdown prediction video, but Brian Jennings fight is in the bag. Like I said, I don't believe he a heavyweight, man. I remember it was a debate people used to have, and Jennings and Wilder used to go back and forth talking about who was the better, who would win, and Jennings did this in sparring. Looking back at it, right now, Wilder would destroy Brian Jennings, dog. He would destroy him. But he's a good fighter. I remember he was behind the cars on Mike Perez. Yeah, Andrade and Sean Porter real close too. Andrade beat Keith Thurman like twice in the amateurs. Keith Thurman said he wanted to chase that fight with Andrade still too. You know, but it's crazy, man. It like Brian Jennings threw 502, landed 178, 35%. I don't really believe in punch stats. That's one thing you won't really hear me elaborate too about the punch stats. That's an opinionated stat. Yeah, ducks fly together, man. That's funny, man. You got a lot of good fighters out here that's getting a bad rap, man. Real shit. It's a lot of fighters that people won't support, and it's a shame though, man. It really is. Um, the good fighters that want to be good, they get the most flack, and the Ducks get a pass. But like I said, man, I mean, there ain't too much shit you can do. Andre Ward got it tough his whole career. I mean, since the Miguel Kessler fight, he headbutted him. You know, to the Sakio Bika fight, to the Abraham fight, to the Frost fight. You know, he another guy that ain't never got his just due. Brian Jennings won. He got a cup. I guess 'cause they in Philly, they gave him like a Wimbledon S cup. Um, you know, he's a guy that just he don't get his just due. You know, Ward. You know, Floyd, another one. But guys like Pacquiao, they get they just due. Barrera, Morales, you know, they get they just due. You know, you see a lot of different fighters get they just due, and other fighters didn't. But you got to remember, I mean, not Manny Pacquiao, but Muhammad Ali didn't get his just due until he was shaking and shit. So I mean, it's just the way that the game go. The game been that way, man. It been that way, and you know, also Clarissa Shields is training with John David Jackson, who also trained Brian Jennings, by the way. So somebody calling me, my boy. Somebody called me as soon as I got back. You know, you know how it is, man. You know how it is. But we're gonna end this. I'm gonna take that call. Definitely appreciate the donation to PayPal today. I can't remember the guy's name. George, some with a P. I forgot. I'll give him a shout out on the next video. I was just briefly looked at it. Shout out to the super chat I got today as well. I'm gonna get this name right before I get out of here. Andre Joseph, I always see him in the chat. Oh, shout out to Angel Santos, dog. I gotta shout you out, bro. Let me try this man out. Hold on, I gotta find you real quick. I gotta find my homie. Actual facts boxing Angel Santos, man. That's my homie. We was on Corey Lee Boxing Talk. Y'all go follow Corey Lee Boxing Talk. I be doing this live stream and it's hella fun. I really don't. I really haven't had that much fun on the live stream in quite some time. It's just real fun boxing talk. I haven't been on with a nine. I haven't. What else up? MM Sports Talk. I ain't seen you in a minute. I be on with a nine. I haven't been able to catch up with him lately. I've been busy, sick, dealing with bullshit at work, dealing with shit at home. So, oh man, yeah, Suleiman. That's my guy. Though. The motherfucker's so funny though, man. My boy Suleiman, man. That's my boy. Jesse Hart about to fight next. Um, I'm gonna lean on this. But I do want y'all to do me some favors. Follow Cali Enigma. If you don't know how to spell it, it's where he the last comment. Follow my homie Colossal Boxing Talk, Trap House Boxing, Corey Lee Boxing Talk, Ashley Corner, Moni Brown TV. I want y'all to follow those channels. I mean, a lot of those channels close to 1,000, and share their videos as you share mine or treat mine because I don't endorse people. They don't know at least what they talking about. But yeah. Oh yeah, I always get the UK. Hey, I mean, I can't. You can't. You know, they just one track mind, them motherfuckers, man. They believe in they fighters. But every time they come over, may it be Lennox Lewis, may it be Ricky Hatton, Amir Khan. Every day, you get their ass whooped every time they come over here, man. It's just a fact, except for Joe Kawasaki. But appreciate y'all for rocking with us. But Jesse Hart fight next. You know, he a guy that just continues. He don't get it. You can't go to fight a number one guy like Gilberto Ramirez from fighting the level of competition he fighting. He needs to be fighting the Anthony Durrells of the world, the Ukazis of the world, the Caleb Plants of the world. Rocky Fielding. He need to be fighting real top 10 contenders, man. You know, what up, Matt Valentine? Appreciate the super chat. What up, bro? Brick City. Keep killing them. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll be available tonight. I ain't drinking, man. My stomach too still fucked up. But like I said, Jesse Hart is one of those guys that don't get it. You can't go from fighting, vagabonds. Vagabonds are bums. You can't go from fighting vagabonds to fighting the Ramirez's or Gilberto Ramirez of the world. You gotta fight contenders, man. And that showed in the Ramirez fight that he had never faced real adversity on a pro level. You know, he has to stop fighting these bottom feeders, man. He got to go over to the UK and get some, or somewhere in America and get some solid contender fights, man. Jesse Hart got all the talent in the world, but he don't have contender. He don't have experiences. You know, I remember Kirk Franklin talked about that shit. You have to have experiences, and he don't have it. But yeah, obviously, I guess we're gonna be on Quarterly Boxing Talk tonight. Like I said, go follow that channel, Quarterly Boxing Talk. Um, you know, yeah, he talked a lot of shit. Even after that, he talked shit about Eubanks Jr. being a bum. But yeah, I think we're gonna be on Quarterly Boxing Talk tonight. We'll be live tonight. I definitely gonna be on there, God willing. Um, and like Corey Lee Boxing Talk, go follow that channel, man. My man's is funny. Suleiman is funny. Black Horseman, Black Horseman. He good knowledge. Trey X, he good knowledge. Cali Enigma, good knowledge. Suleiman, he crazy funny, but he good knowledge. And I probably go live tomorrow. And I might hook up with Fanon and do something with Fanon. See what he got going on, man. If you're watching that Fanon, go ahead and email me or hit me up on Facebook. And that's the quickest way to get in touch with me too. Is on Facebook. So y'all look out for that. It'll be a live show too.